Pilotwings released alongside the Super Nintendo on August 13, 1991. The game was a hit, getting pretty positive reviews and selling over 2 million copies in its lifetime. Like many other launch titles, it began its life as a tech demo. It was called Dragonfly and was used at a press conference to show off the power of the SNES. Specifically, a new feature that would help push the console over its competitors in every way. Mode 7 was a graphical technique on the SNES that allowed the background layer to be manipulated, rotated, and scaled. Think about everything you could do with this. You could make a racing game, a racing game, a racing game. There were some pretty cool uses of Mode 7, like the backgrounds in Final Fantasy VI, but it really shined in 3D games. One of these games being, of course, Pilotwings. Now there were flight games on the NES, but they weren't good. But this is the Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo was a great console. There were so many games in it that I don't think could have been done on any other system at the time. So let's take a look at one game that I think truly defined what the system was all about. My name is Andrew, and this is Pilotwings. We've already gone over the history, so let's get into the gameplay. Each stage consists of 2 to 4 lessons, these being light plane, skydiving, rocketbelt, and hang gliding, and you could do them in any order you want. When you beat a level, you get scored based on a few different categories, and once you reach the amount of points you need, you move on to the next level. Alright, let's get into the real gameplay. The controls are easy to learn, but hard to master. Sometimes turning feels a bit slippery, but I think that's how it works in real life. Let's take a quick rundown of each lesson type. Light plane, fly through rings and attempt to land. Emphasis on attempt. Skydiving. There we go. Same objective as before, but instead of being the plane, you're leaving the plane. I find that landing through the rings is pretty hard here due to both the perspective and the turning speed. It feels like you have to know where the rings are to start moving ahead of time. Landing's pretty easy though. Rocketbelt. They gave us a jetpack. These are fun. Use A and B to move faster and slower, and once again fly through rings. Or at least you're supposed to. And finally we have hang gliding. You fly over the island and have to catch these wind gusts to reach a certain elevation, and then fly through rings and land. These ones are tricky, but I find them to be pretty relaxing. Until you've been on it for 30 minutes straight, it's not very relaxing anymore. Each stage has its own instructor, these being Tony, Shirley, Lance, and the one and only Big Al. I feel like I've seen this guy before. Oh yeah. But what got me interested in Pilotwings wasn't the gameplay or the characters, it was the music. The soundtrack for the game was done by Soyo Oka, who also worked on the music for Mario Kart, with the composition being co-directed by the legendary Koji Kondo. This game has so many chill and fun songs. Let's take a listen. The story in this game is super simple. You're just taking lessons at the flight club. Or at least that's what I thought. Because once you beat level 4, you're hit with the biggest plot twist in any game ever made. They took Tony. The previous 3 instructors have been kidnapped by the Syndicate. Oh, well at least it's not the evil Syndicate. Due to political reasons, they have to send me in to go rescue them. It says they're located on Izumu Island, which is located right there. Yeah, so after level 4, we get a new type of lesson? I guess it's not, because Big Al can't teach us. The helicopter level, Secret Command, plays pretty differently than the rest. No points or scoring or anything, just get to the end. Rescue the instructors, it's that easy. It's never that easy. Okay, really quick, let's run through the controls. Hold A to speed up, which moves you upwards. Turn and stuff like normal, and use the trigger buttons to shoot. Your goal is just to land, but these turrets keep shooting at you. I swear dude, these guys have like aim assist on. You have to memorize where they are so you can try to hit them down before they shoot you. I was getting desperate, man. I was looking at game facts pages from like 15 years ago, watching walkthroughs. There must have been something I was doing wrong, right? No, I was just bad at the game. I think having less turrets would make this a lot more fun, because I actually really liked it at first. It reminds me of 1942, and I like that game. But it's all done now. We don't have to do the helicopter level anymore. We rescue the hostages and we're greeted to something that I wasn't expecting at all. Oh, hold on, let me fix that. Pilotwings Expert is the second half of the game, so after spending that long on one level, how bad is this gonna be? Not that bad, honestly. The levels are all the same layout as the first 4, just with added challenges, and you know what? I actually like these a lot. Each level has some new changes to the environment, with level 1 being snowy, level 2 being after it rained, level 3 being during sunset, and level 4 being at night. I really like the atmosphere in all these, and I think that despite the difficulty being higher, they're even more relaxing. I think that really goes to show the environment can affect how a level feels. Level 3 has a strong wind, and the plane level is a nightmare because of it. But it looks nice, and I think that makes it a little bit more tolerable. I think a cool change would have been having different music for each stage here. Not something totally different, just different instruments to convey the theme a little more. But I think even without that, they did a great job here. Getting through these wasn't that bad, except for level 4, which probably took me about the same amount of time to beat as the helicopter stage. But that was all in one sitting. I attempted this one over a few days, so it wasn't the worst. They made the Rocketbelt even harder though. But you probably won't be able to beat these without something that I didn't even know existed for the first part of the game. The bonus stages. See that moving platform? I always assumed that it was just a normal place to land, but nope. Landing here brings you to the bonus stage, with each lesson having its own, minus the plane. The Rocketbelt one has you moving to hit these Mario P blocks and landing for points at the end. The hang glider gives you carpal tunnel by having you spam the A button. And skydiving, I'm not even gonna lie, I never got this one when I was playing the game. I had to go back and play it. But you're a penguin that jumps off a diving board into a pool. You know, just like they do in real life. The music here is like the Rocketbelt theme times 10. It's pretty fun. But the one reason that getting the bonus is pretty much crucial at the end of the game is that no matter how badly you do on the stage, you get 100 points plus whatever you earn from the bonus. This was insanely helpful at the end until I realized I was spending 2 hours trying to land on the platform. But it still helped a lot.
But after all of that, we're still not done, because there's another.
After the disaster that was the first helicopter mission, you'd think I would have just quit by now. But I can't leave Big Al like that. They took his brother. As you already know, I would like to ask you to do something above and beyond the Call of Duty. Above and beyond the what?
The level takes place at night, and you have a searchlight that you can turn up, but you don't need to. It doesn't really do anything, because you can see perfectly fine anyways. Honestly, this level wasn't that bad.
They heard what I said about having less turrets and did the exact opposite. But the stage is laid out exactly the same, just with more ways to die. It was still frustrating, but I already knew the whole layout, so it didn't take me as long. And the feeling of satisfaction at the end made it all worth it.
So all in all, I really liked Pilotwings. I think it's a great game and an excellent launch title for the Super Nintendo. And hey, it got 2 sequels on the N64 and 3DS, with both of them also being launch titles. So maybe we'll come back to it someday. But until then, I'm gonna go test out my new flying skills. Dude, they said my license wasn't valid.